The Harris House is one of the oldest homes in Glendale. It actually predates the founding of the city of Glendale. This area used to be called Tropico. And in 1902, this house was built. The first owner was a woman by the name of Harriet Harris, which is where the Harris House gets its name. And she came from Missouri. She actually was widowed in the late 1800s, and she and her housekeeper ended up coming to California. I believe at the time it wasn't possible for women to own property if they were unmarried in Missouri, but in California, which followed a lot of early Spanish law, they were able to do that. So they moved out here and set up shop in 1902. In 1904, the Harris House was one of 6 houses featured in a brochure called Glendale, a place for homes. And it looks basically the same as it did then. There's a lot of big trees and stuff that didn't exist at the time. The Harris House is one of the very few examples of transitional Victorian architecture in the city of Glendale, maybe the only example that remains. And that style combines a lot of the ornateness of Victorian design. So for example, on the front porch, there's a post and it has like a little acanthus leaf carved into it, and that's original. But at the same time, it has a pseudo-craftsman-like layout. It's almost like a stream of consciousness build where they had elements of Victorian architecture and then they brought in some of the more modern craftsman things at the time as mass production was starting to happen for construction. This is around the time this house was built. There were things that they didn't have to have individually created or crafted, so they could kind of like move a little faster. This house has a bigger footprint than a lot of Victorian houses in this area, and even bigger than a lot of craftsman houses in this area too. It's like a mishmash of both. In 2014, I basically started an entire business renting the house out for filming. Music videos, feature films, short films, TikToks, all crazy things, photo shoots and so forth. I've had a lot of famous people here. I've met a lot of famous people doing that. Jeff Goldblum's been here, Megan Fox, so many people. I can't even think of all the people that I've gotten to meet doing this business, which has been kind of fun.